Hi, my name is Fred Crook. I'd like to talk to you about cancer today. At this moment, this is October of 2013, I do have cancer right now and I'm fighting cancer. I'd like to talk, this is actually my third time I've had cancer, and I'd like to talk to you about the first time I got cancer, which was back in 2005 when I was first diagnosed. I guess going right to the beginning, it was the summer of 2005. I do karate as a hobby, and the dojo, my karate dojo, was closed for the summer, so I was jogging to keep in shape, jogging 10 and 20-kilometer routes depending on how I felt. And I remember one day I was jogging and I got to halfway at the 5-kilometer mark. There was a service station, so like a rest area, and I stopped and used the toilet there, and I remember looking at my poop and I saw some blood in my poop, and I've always heard that that's not good. So I thought, well, gee, I've been drinking too much recently and could have sloughed it aside. After that, I'd seen blood in my poop a couple times, and as time passed, and then September I started getting diarrhea, and it got really bad September, October, so I went into my general practitioner and he gave me some medicine. He thought it was something to do with the colon. I can't remember exactly what he said, but he thought it was some kind of problem, and just gave me medication for it. So I took the medication and left it at that. And then in December I went on a bicycle trip. I enjoy bicycle touring, to the very far south of Japan. I do live in Japan, and I went to one of the very furthest south islands for the year end with my friend Ian, and we were cycling and staying in Japanese, what's equivalent to bed and breakfast, and but the diarrhea got really bad, like uncontrollable. And so I thought, well, when I get back, the hospitals in Japan will be closed for the New Year's vacation, but I thought as soon as they open, I'm going to go in and get checked up. And so on January the 4th, I went in, which was the first day the hospitals were open, and went in and saw the doctor and told him my symptoms, and he kind of knew exactly what was happening, and he said, okay, I got it. And he said, go down and get a blood test right now, get an x-ray, here's the order, and come back as soon as that's done. And so I came back and he looked at the blood test and he says, okay, I'm pretty sure I know what's happening. And he said, okay, we need to get a colonoscope, and this is pretty busy, and a CT scan. That's busy to get on these machines, usually a 1 month wait. But tell you what, come here tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock, go to this room, and we'll get your colonoscope. And then after that, maybe the next day after that, I got the CT scan, and a week later, or no, just a few days, I can't remember how many days passed, and I went in and I got the results for the test, and the doctor said, okay, well, basically you have a lot of polyps in your colon, and they're clustered together really close to your rectum, and some of them are malignant, so we're going to have to operate, and we're going to chop off that section of your colon to get rid of the polyps, the malignant polyps. And so February the 6th I went in, and on February the 6th I had the operation, and it was quite a big operation. They cut open my stomach and came in from my worked from my butt, and also on the sides through my stomach they had some like little microscopes going in, and they worked on me for about like 8 hours or so, and cut off about a 10 centimeter or 6 inch section of my colon, including the rectum, to get rid of the cluster of polyps that I had. The operation went fine. The doctor did tell me before the operation, he said, okay, well, you're going to probably have some pooping problems for a couple of weeks, so you'll have to wear like a pad, and then after that it should be okay. So actually, as time went by, it wasn't okay, but we'll continue on with the hospital. After the operation, it was a long operation, as I mentioned, about 8 hours. They brought me back to the hospital bed, and the next few days were probably just total hell, because I had this really terrible pain from the operation. They basically cut my butt out. So I couldn't lay down, I couldn't sit up, and so it was probably at that time I thought the worst time of my life, for the first few days. And then I just thought, well, I have to just put up with it, and time will heal all. And so I just waited, and after a few days then I could lay down properly and I could sleep. I ended up staying in the hospital. It was for 2 weeks, and I was on intravenous for almost the whole time I was in the hospital. So actually I thought it was amazing. Like after 10 days I wasn't hungry. Now obviously I was losing weight. I wasn't hungry, so obviously there was something in the intravenous that killed the hunger pains. That was one thing I remember about being in the hospital. And after 2 weeks they released me from the hospital and I went home, and shortly after that I went back to work and resumed a normal life. Then, as normal as can be, as I said, I really had a big problem with controlling diarrhea after that, and right from that time until I had cancer the second time and had another operation, that problem continued, and there was nothing I could do. I really had to watch what I ate and how much I ate. I had to always eat small volumes, and if I was going to go someplace important, I wouldn't eat anything at all. And when I was there, I wouldn't eat anything at all. I always had to time it so that I was at home or someplace where I ate, and then soon I could go to the bathroom for the next hour or two, and then basically what I ate went right through me, and it was clean, and then I could go out. So after getting released from the hospital, that problem persisted until the second time I had cancer, which I'll tell you about the second operation, which was 6 years later. I went on as far as follow-up. I went on chemotherapy. We didn't do radiation the second time around. There was no radiation, and I did chemo for 1 year on a drug. I believe it was called 5FU, and it was in tablet form. I've heard people who have taken 5FU in intravenous form, and it was really rough. The 5FU in the tablet form, I had no problems with at all, no side effects at all, no tingling hands, tingling feet, and stuff like that. And after 1 year of taking 5FU, which was a 2-week cycle on and 1 week off, and then 2 on again, and did that for a whole year. After 1 year, then the doctor declared me clean, and I just had to go in for checkups after that, and I was going in actually only once a year, and so it seemed pretty clean. Now, I did get cancer again in 2012. It was detected again. So a recurrence of the cancer in the same location. If I had known what I know now, hindsight, I probably would not have got it. One thing I can say to any of you who have got loved ones who have cancer yourself, 70% of all cancer, or not cancer, of all illnesses, period, is caused by lifestyle or eating habits. And I can say my cancer that I got originally and the second time and the third time was, I'm sure I could attribute it to my lifestyle, a bad lifestyle, and eating habits. And I wasn't eating properly. In about April or May of this year, about April of 2013, I finally found out about vegetarian, veganism, and I switched to a vegan diet. Had I switched to a vegan diet years ago, I'm sure that I wouldn't have cancer today. I would probably never have had cancer had I been vegan and had stuck with a plant-based diet. So my advice to anyone is get rid of that meat that you're eating, get rid of those steaks, get rid of the beer, get rid of the coffee. Those are the things that can contribute to getting cancer, and I'm sure contributed to my cancer. I am now vegan and I stick to it as best as I can, and I hope presently as I said, I am fighting vegan, so hopefully I can fight that off, and with the knowledge I now have of plant-based diet, I'm sure I will do better in life. So that's basically the story of my first case of cancer. I'll make another video telling more about the second case of cancer that I have and the details of that. So stay tuned, and thanks for watching my video.